Welcome back to the Curious Culture Club. Today we continue our journey through history, exploring the tales of countries that no longer exist. In our previous episode, we delved into the captivating stories of Czechoslovakia, Yugoslavia, and the mighty Soviet Union. If you haven't watched it yet, we highly recommend checking it out for a comprehensive understanding. But now, it's time for us to voyage further into the annals of history. Let's delve into some more vanished nations, starting with Tibet. Tibet, once a sovereign nation, is now an autonomous region within China. This land, known as the roof of the world due to its towering Himalayan peaks, has a story that echoes with the chants of Buddhist monks and resonates with the cultural richness of a unique civilization. In the early 20th century, Tibet existed independently with its own government and distinct cultural identity. However, the geopolitical tides began to shift in the mid-century. China, rising as a global power, claimed sovereignty over Tibet, leading to a controversial annexation in 1950. This transformation was not just about changing borders on a map, it was a seismic shift that rippled through the cultural and historical fabric of Tibet. Tibetan Buddhism, a cornerstone of Tibetan identity, faced an existential crisis. The Dalai Lama, Tibet's spiritual and temporal leader, was forced into exile, marking a significant chapter in Tibet's narrative. The international reaction to Tibet's transformation was, and still is, a subject of much debate. While some nations voiced concerns over human rights and cultural preservation, others acknowledged China's claims, reflecting the complexities of global geopolitics. Tibet's tale is one of cultural resilience amidst geopolitical shifts. It presents a poignant reminder of how nations can fade into the annals of history, their identities reshaped by the ebb and flow of global power dynamics. From the roof of the world, we now descend to the Indian subcontinent, to the Kingdom of Sikkim. Sikkim, a former Himalayan kingdom, is now one of India's smallest states. This enchanting realm, nestled high in the eastern Himalayas, was once a sovereign nation with its own monarchy. Its history is a tale of intrigue, geopolitics, and ultimately, assimilation. For centuries, Sikkim enjoyed relative autonomy, safeguarded by the towering peaks of the Himalayas. But in the mid-20th century, the winds of change began to blow. The geopolitical chess game between China and India was heating up, and Sikkim found itself in the middle of it all. In the early 70s, following a series of political maneuvers and a controversial referendum, Sikkim's status shifted from a protectorate to a full-fledged state of India. The last Chogyal, or King of Sikkim, Palden Thondup Namgyal, was dethroned, marking the end of a 333-year-old monarchy. The absorption of Sikkim into India was a significant move, with ripple effects felt throughout the region. It not only strengthened India's strategic position along the Himalayan frontier, but also impacted the lives of the Sikkimese people, leading to a fusion of cultures, languages, and traditions. Today, Sikkim is a vibrant blend of Indian, Nepalese, and indigenous Sikkimese influences. Yet the echoes of its past as an independent kingdom still reverberate in the hearts of its people and the annals of history. From the serene Himalayas, we now travel to the Middle East, to South Yemen. South Yemen, once a separate state, is now part of the Republic of Yemen. Born out of the ashes of the British Aden Protectorate in 1967, the People's Democratic Republic of Yemen, or South Yemen, was a unique entity in the Arab world as the only Marxist-Leninist state. South Yemen's existence as a separate state was relatively short-lived. A mere 2 decades later, in 1990, South Yemen would merge with its northern counterpart, forming the present-day Republic of Yemen. This unification was prompted by a variety of factors. The collapse of the Soviet Union, South Yemen's primary economic backer, played a crucial role, as did the increasing economic disparity between the two Yemens. The unification of South and North Yemen had significant geopolitical implications. It created a united Yemeni state, potentially strengthening its position in the region. However, the process was far from seamless. The deep-rooted political, social, and economic differences between the two regions led to a civil war in 1994. Though the war ended with the reaffirmation of Yemen's unity, it left lasting scars and tensions that still resonate today. The tale of South Yemen offers a glimpse into the complexities of merging distinct nations. It underscores the challenges of unifying regions with differing ideologies, economic systems, and social structures. From the Middle East, we move to Southeast Asia, to South Vietnam. South Vietnam, a nation forged in conflict ultimately became part of a united Vietnam. The Vietnam War, a conflict that spanned 2 decades in the mid-20th century, was fueled by the Cold War's ideological divide. South Vietnam, backed by the United States and other anti-communist nations, stood against North Vietnam, supported by its communist allies. But this division was not to last. By the mid-70s, the war had taken a toll on both sides. The Paris Peace Accords in 1973 marked the beginning of the end. Yet it wasn't until 2 years later that the last U.S. helicopter left Saigon, marking the fall of South Vietnam. The nation was then unified under communist rule as the Socialist Republic of Vietnam. The reunification process was far from smooth. The post-war period was marked by widespread poverty, political repression, and mass exodus. Yet over the years, Vietnam has experienced a remarkable transformation. It's now a rapidly developing country with one of the fastest-growing economies in Asia. The legacy of South Vietnam and its fall is complex. It's a story of division and unity, of war and peace, of struggle and resilience. But above all, it's a story of a people and a nation continuously adapting and evolving in the face of change. These vanished nations, each with their unique tales, remind us of the dynamic nature of our world. Our journey through vanished nations has taken us across continents and through time. We've delved into the tales of Tibet, Sikkim, South Yemen, and South Vietnam, unraveling the threads of history, politics, and culture that once knitted these nations together. Each of these countries, in their unique ways, has left indelible imprints on the global stage. In the pages of history, these nations may have disappeared, but their stories continue to shape our present and future. This is the Curious Culture Club, signing off until our next exploration.